the second episode, the very second episode of the Sprout podcast. I definitely enjoyed the first one we did because there's a lot of information, a lot of things we're going through. I guess for this one though, this time what I really want to focus on more is the new player experience. So everybody on YouTube, this is going to be like a new player thing. Things that you shouldn't do as a new player, things you should definitely watch out for as a new player. And I don't want to say how you should be playing the game, but what you should expect from the game. Today with me, as always, I have my amazing co-hosts. We have Vivo.
Hello.
With all the knowledge imparted to them, and of course, our resident Lalafell, Amora.
How's it going?
I guess we'll start with you, Vivo. What are some things about like what new players should be doing or what they should be trying to accomplish when they start the game?
I mean, realistically, the way that I've always told people to kind of start the game is try to just do what you find fun. There's no like real rush to anything. Like, obviously, if you want to do like Savage or something like that, then you can quote unquote rush to it. But realistically, it's like you guys, right? Like when you guys started the game, you kind of just took things at your own pace and did what you wanted to do instead of like feeling like you had to instantly get to the where people are right now in the story to be able to enjoy anything, which I think is important because a lot of people feel like they have to be caught up to be able to actually play the game.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think that, I don't think it's true. I think since I started playing, which was last year, doing everything like especially like story at my own pace just felt really enjoyable. As like a lot of you guys know, me and you will both play Black Desert Online, and although there's not a rush to do anything, there are things that are kind of mandatory to make up for like time lost. So like there are certain grind spots that are better than others, and doing those other grind spots are not that good. It's almost seen as like you're wasting your time, kinda. And I don't think I feel that way about this game. Not yet, I don't.
You never really do. I mean, I guess if like you just really liked one of the early level dungeons and you just wanted to spam it for a year, then like I guess you're kind of wasting time in like the technicality sense. If you're having fun, then you're never really wasting time. But
yeah,
other than that, not really. I mean, you can kind of just go and do whatever.
Yeah, I agree with that. Horace definitely has more playtime than me, and he has done a lot of different stuff. Especially like you've been playing for about a year, just like me, but you've done a lot more content. You want to speak of like how your new start was when you started playing again?
Well, when I first picked the big game back up after dropping it for the first time, I was still around in like midway through Heavensward. And I thought, I'll just take my time with it. So I took my time all the way through Heavensward, and I think that's right as I was finishing Heavensward is when you picked the game up again, I believe. Mm-hmm. So like I was going through Stormblood while you were still trying to like find time to, hop on the game every now and again. And midway through Stormblood is when I started one of the more important things I think players should do. And it's not mandatory, because some people are more social than others. But the amount of other people on this game, where if you just talk to them, or joke around with them, or just like invite yourself to enjoy content with other people, you will invite yourself into so many more avenues to enjoy the game in different ways that you didn't think you were going to. Because from the perspective of a new player going through maybe the first expansion or like even the base game, like all of A Realm Reborn, even most through Heavensward, if you're not interacting with other players, you would almost believe this to be a single player game.
Yeah.
And you just maybe see, another player flying around wondering how they're doing that, because like as a new player you might not understand like, oh, how do I fly? I don't get it.
Well, so, you can fly?
Yeah.
I'm pulled the picture of my flying logs.
So it was like through Stormblood that I met more people, and they showed me some other aspects of the game. Because I was just, going through story, unlocking dungeons. I was like, all right, I'm gonna unlock everything, beat everything, and then I'll probably be bored and quit the game. And then I was like, okay, well, they showed me so many other things that I could be doing in the game. I got introduced to crafting and gathering system. They showed me like deep dungeons. They showed me all these other things. So I think that's what ended up keeping me hooked onto the game, and I'm still hooked onto the game, is because um, it's just I'm never kind of like dry on things to do. Like, sure, you can technically, I guess, run out of things to do at some point, but I feel like that point is so far in the future for a new player that they should just focus on enjoying whatever they want to at any given moment. And just like Vivo said, like if you're having fun, you're not wasting your time. Just do whatever in this game that you find fun, and you're playing it correctly.
Yeah. And it's everybody runs out of stuff to do at different points. Like there's some people that will do absolutely everything this game has to offer. And then there's some people that literally only do the Savage tier and then take a break until the next one, or do an ultimate, or craft for the new tier and then gather and for the next tier and wait for them. So it all just kind of depends on like what avenue you want to take in the game.
Okay. So yeah, I largely with both of you. I think me taking it slow and not blowing through it to get to hard content. 'Cause I like hard content. I like content like raids I honestly, me myself, I can't wait till I get to Savages, because like I guess I just enjoy that type of gameplay where like I have to be like perfect, because it just feels like an achievement that once I beat it or once it's cleared, I'm like, yes, me and like a bunch of other people did everything perfectly, and like we got it. Like I think that's like what I enjoy the most. So when I started, I think I forced myself to not beat everything immediately. Which I mean, it wasn't really hard to not do that, because I'm still playing Black Desert really hard. And Black Desert, I was constantly grinding, constantly doing stuff. But like once I started playing Final Fantasy, I'm like, okay, I do story a little bit. But then I got to the end of Realm Reborn, and I was like, oh man, without spoiling too many things, not spoiling anything, but like the story really picked up. I was like, oh wait, this is amazing. Because to me, like I like those type of stories. Like at the end of Realm Reborn, I like when types of stories like have that type of big thing where like where it's kind of like you're all alone basically. I like things like that. And I yeah, and like I was saying, like I was playing like really sporadically. It wasn't a lot. Definitely not enough to justify me paying like monthly for it. But I think towards in the middle of Heaven's not Heaven's Realm Reborn, I started paying for the sub. So I'm like, okay, it's kind of interesting. I kind of like the stuff that's going on here. Um, and then yeah, and then the Realm Reborn afterwards, I was like, oh yeah, I think I'm kind of into it. And then at that point, I just started doing it every day. I was like, okay, I'm on. Okay, I'm on. I just do story. And so yeah, I agree. Like I think since I enjoyed the story so much, I think everything else started to follow afterwards. Because like I mean, I like MMO stuff, so no, yeah, I largely agree with both of you guys. But what do you I guess we'll start with more this time. Like, what do you think are some things new players need to know about, like maybe the functionality of this game, or what things what maybe some things they couldn't do with this game when they start?
Well, for me, one thing I notice a lot of new players definitely struggle with, and in part, I do wish the game gave like a more in-depth tutorial on, instead of popping up maybe like a pop-up one time saying like, hey, you can change these settings if you want, and then like never elaborating further. um I would say one of the best things new players can do is familiar themselves with the UI
Mm,
like very well.
yeah.
There's the 7 orbital buttons you can press. They're character, duty, logs, travel, party, social, and system. That is everything. Like everything you do in the game will be in there. Um, Another thing I notice people struggle with is hotbars, UI. changing their keybinds. A lot of players don't know that they don't have to use their full, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, etc. 9, 0 full number row to do anything. Like they can, because by default your keybinds are atrocious, I think, in the game.
Yeah,
So,
I agree. Yeah, I didn't like it at all.
And a lot of people then get shoehorned into thinking like, oh man, like I don't want to have to reach over to my 9 key in order to use this spell. I'm gonna go buy an MMO mouse. I mean, I know, Red, you went and got an MMO mouse.
Oh
anyway,
yeah.
But like for some people, they think like, oh well, I don't want to have to reach my finger all the way over there, so I'm gonna get an MMO mouse. When in reality, if you're used to other games that use a lot of keys that are around the WASD keys, like your core movement keys, usually in every type of game, on keyboard at least. I'm speaking from perspective of playing on PC here. That you can actually remap everything to like Q, E, R, Z, X, C, and V, tabs, shift, and all those shift plus another key, control plus another key. So like, I feel like that's a very important aspect for some players that like, I've met new players and like played with them and they're like, this is kind of difficult. What skill should I be using? And they're like, how do I fit this? This is really hard to use. And I told them you can change the keybinds to anything, literally just about anything, and place them, in any part of your screen in any orientation you want. They're like, oh my god, this makes the game so much more comfortable to play for me, because they can then have a visual aid on their screen. They can arrange their hotbars in a way where it looks like their keyboard.
Yeah.
That's like that's not the only thing. I just feel like that's a very important factor that gets overlooked even by like the developers of the game, that I feel like they just don't explain like the functionalities of the UI and how customizable it is to the players when they start, if you feel a little bit overwhelmed.
No, yeah, for sure. Like that's actually a really good point, because I think I remember when I first started, when I was starting off, I was like, bro, like, because I think when I first played the game was with you and someone else, and I was on controller because I played Blade and Soul, and I was playing Blade and Soul with a controller. And I was like, oh, this is kind of easy on controller, because like you could use the left or right trigger to swap into the different skills. But when I moved to keyboard and mouse, because I stopped played Black Desert religiously, but I got so used to the keyboard, because I'm not playing Black Desert on a goddamn controller. It's not happening. No fucking shot where they're gonna do that shit. I got used to everything, so now I play with it on keyboard. I'm like, oh, this is easy. Even so, I think I can play. I think if I did everything correctly, I wouldn't have to use an MMO mouse. I think why I like using it, and it's just for me. I don't think it works for everybody either. Having my buttons on the side, in my brain, I think of things like in a sequence. So like for Samurai, I'm like, okay, I know I need to get 3 stickers, so it's like 1, 4, 5, 1, 7, 8, 1, 2, and then 3, and then shift 3 to do my Tsubame thing, the big slice. I'm like, okay, cool. And then if I do like a burst, I'm like, okay, 9, 5, 8, 2, 3, shift 3, and then shift 1, shift that, and I have it all in numbers in my head. So if somebody came to me and say, oh, how do you do your combo? I'll start saying it in numbers and not actually saying the skill. I'm like, oh, I go 1, 1, 4, 5, 1, 7, 8, 1, 2, 3, shift 3, then 9.
Yep.
2, yeah, I start doing it in my head.
Even though I have all of my skills on like keys that are around the WSA&D keys, I have that exact thing. Is my entire combo in my head is just the key letter.
Yeah, numbers is just like easy. I guess easier for me, because I'm like, okay, numbers, and just and I think also like that. It gives, like, for me, it gives my entire left hand, like, all it needs to worry about is movement. That's all it has to worry about. And sometimes the shift key, but it's mostly just movement. I'm like, okay, I don't know, it's like splits it up in my brain, and it, like I said, it works for me, but I kind of agree with you, like, having it on different keys, I think for some people, it'll probably be easier for them to do that. I think your way is not only, like, cooler looking, because, like, if I'm watching somebody play, and I just see their hand on their fucking mouse pressing on the buttons, I'm like, okay. But if I'm watching somebody do it all with keys or whatever, I'm like, oh, that's kind of fucking sick, bro. That's how I feel when I play Black Desert, yeah.
Yeah, 'cause we had talked about this the other day. I
Yeah.
believe it was like the reason I did that and I put most of my skills around my movement keys is
Mhm.
because I'm more used to action-oriented MMOs. So like having really fast key presses and reaction times and being able to, weave movement or use skills during movement. Um, but like not just, like you said, hitting the side of a mouse over and over again, like rolling my
Yeah.
thumb on the side of a mouse. That's just entertaining for me, and it's what makes it more fun for me. So that's why I do it that way.
Oh yeah, no, I definitely, yeah, I agree with that. So oh yeah, Vivo, like for sure. I appreciate you have some different things since you've been playing like a lot longer. I appreciate you seeing like a bunch of people come and go. What do you think of some of like the important things like functionality wise or even like game mechanically wise, that new players should like know about or something they shouldn't know about or shouldn't do?
I mean, I think one thing is it happens with veterans and new players alike. People will start a new job or start off with their first job and go, "This is boring. Like there's nothing for me to do." And a lot of the jobs do just start off with almost nothing for you to do because they want you to kind of learn the game itself, mechanics, stuff like that. Around like level 60, 70 is where it picks up. So I tell a lot of people, unless you like just really just don't like thematically the job, stick with it for a little bit because it gets better.
Mhm.
And then if you don't like it there, think about swapping to something else. Leveling's fast for your second jobs. I mean, you had a level 100 before you were even done with what? Heaven's Word?
Yeah,
Like,
I was
yeah.
like, yeah, I think Stormblood is where I hit 100. I think actually,
yeah.
but I could definitely hit it before that because of the roulette.
Yeah. And if you get to a point where like you just don't know what to do, like your job is just confusing and like you think there's too many buttons, there is a Discord called The Balance. It might not be perfect all the time, but it does have general rotations that you can follow to at least get an idea of what your class is or the way that it is supposed to flow. I think that's like the biggest thing is just don't worry too much. And like at the same time, just don't worry about efficiency. When you're going through dungeons, you're going to be doing enough DPS to be able to do things.
Yeah.
Every once in a while, you'll have people that try to be the most efficient Andes in the world. Just ignore them. They don't matter in the grand scheme of things. A lot of people try to efficiency out this game so hard that it takes all the fun out of it for other people.
No, I definitely think that's like really smart. I know I agree with what you're saying so much that you described my first playthrough to a T, because I started playing the game. I couldn't play Samurai. I saw Samurai and I wanted it, and at the time I was playing Gladiator, and I was going to transfer into Paladin. I was like, but that's not going to matter because when I get to like level 50, I get to be a samurai. At the time, I thought you needed 2 classes to be level 50 before you could be samurai, because I got the wrong information. And when I learned that because I thought, oh, 1 level 50 becomes samurai, but that person told me 2. So what happened was I quit the game once I figured out you needed another level 50 character. I'm like, I need 2 level 50 characters to play this fucking class? Like, that sounds so stupid. Like, why does it not just... Because 1 makes sense to me. I'm like, okay, level 50, this class came out around there, it'd be level 50. No, it had to be 2 level 50. I'm like, 2 level 50s? I'm like, yeah, fuck that. I was like, yeah, I dropped this game so hard once I learned I had to do another level 50. And then, I think it was Tiki, God rest his soul, he's not here. He was like, no, only 1 class needs to be level 50. And in my head, I'm like, oh, wait, duh. I have a level 34 Gladiator. I just gotta go back, make it a Paladin, whatever, and then go to level 50 and I can play Samurai. and long story short, now I'm gonna curse him. Fuck Tiki. He made me play through Palace of the Dead, telling me that my class will level up to level 50 when I did it. And when we did level 50 of Palace of the Dead, we immediately stopped. And when we stopped, I walked out to get my... Finally, after all this time, I finally get to play Samurai, yes. And then when I get to outside, I'm level 34 still. I've never cursed a person so hard in my life. I had a voodoo doll of his character. I'm pressing pins into it, bro. I was so mad. But now that I'm a paladin, I wish I'd kept playing when back then, because like I love Paladin now. It's so cool. Like it feels it's really fun to play when I do play Paladin, and I think if I stuck with it or at least tried a different class, I don't think I would have quit this game the first time if I tried different things. And I think I need to have a better outlook of the game too, because you both brought it up, which is like, oh, like just find something fun and do that fun thing, and I should have did that. I think my problem at the time was that I played Blade and Soul, which is like super raid orientated. Like story was an afterthought. Like you did the story when it came out because you wanted to get the Hong Moon levels, or you wanted to get the opening for the new raid. And when I went to Black Desert Online, it was like, oh, if you're doing this, you're wasting your time. You're not getting gains. And in some places are super boring. So when I went to Final Fantasy, I'm like, okay, let me hurry up and get through the story. Real fact though, what I think also is the thing is like, and I'm not glazing it. All right, I'm not trying to glaze it. I think One Piece let me come back to this game and play it. I shit you not, because One Piece was the same way. I'm telling you, One Piece was the same way. Like it was really, because One Piece is super slow. One Piece is a very slow start anime, and it builds up, and then it becomes faster and faster, and it like it gets better. Yeah, and then you hit Skypiea and like, oh, Skypiea, it sucks. And it did suck. I hated it when I watched it the first time.
It fucking sucks so much.
Yeah, Skypiea sucks until you get to Wano, and you're like, oh wait, Skypiea was fucking amazing. Yeah, it fucking dawns on you. But yeah, like, this game is the same way though. The beginning of this game is so slow. It's a slow burn. But like through watching One Piece, I understood it was only teaching me how everybody in the world thinks, and how the world will function without you being there. Like everything has like a function. And so I'm like, oh, when I thought about it that way, the story instantly got better. Like I was okay with the slow burn, I was okay with the build up, and then, oh my god, bro, I'm telling you, we're gonna save it for another video where we talk about the story. It's probably gonna be mostly as we go through a little bit more. But yeah, it got better, and now I love Final Fantasy story, which is amazing. So I fully agree with you when you're saying like, oh, like if you don't like a class, don't think the whole game fucking sucks. The class just might not be for you. Sometimes Maewa might not be the correct class to play, okay? Sometimes you gotta go to like fucking like, I don't know, Sage or something, alright? And it's okay. That's an okay thing. Sometimes.
Well, here's the thing too. Sometimes for players, like they won't even find a combat class they enjoy, and then they touch crafting, and then they're like,
yep.
This is the thing for me. And then the whole another avenue of the game opened up for them, and it's like, oh yeah, look, I leveled up this like gatherer, and I'm chopping wood and I'm making furniture, and like people are buying it. I'm making bank. And then somebody tells you, it's like, yeah, did you know there's like 8 or 9 other crafting classes, and you're like, huh? You want to go level them all?
No, I agree, because like I think that I didn't think about crafting, and then you showed me crafting, and I was like, didn't I cut logs for 7 hours? I think I was just cutting logs and just farming for 7 hours.
Yeah. I've said it. I told it to you the first time before you like. I don't even think you believed me at first. I told you the gathering in this game is cathartic.
Yes,
like, you actually just put on some like jam in the background, like on another monitor or something, or on Spotify, and you just go chop wood.
Yeah, I'm dead ass was chopping wood for hours. I chopped wood for 7 hours. I was like, I'm doing it. This is so fucking good. And that brings to my point. I think what I wish I would have known at the beginning. I think people, when you're a new player, you should start a crafting, or at least pick up one crafting that you would like, so that way you have it with you. So like, let's say you're done doing story, you don't really feel like doing anything else. Crafting is something that's like really soothing, really easygoing. I definitely think people should pick up a crafting class when they start the game, for sure.
I don't know. Vivo would probably know more than me as to like which crafters are best to pick up first. There are some where, I mean, it really doesn't matter, whichever one you find the most fun, I guess. Because there are some that are more efficient, I guess, for a player. Like if you want to be able to gear yourself and make your own stuff, or make clothing for your character, like you could go into Weaver first. Accessories and other kind of things are like in Goldsmith and Blacksmith. Well, Blacksmith is mostly like tools and weapons, actually, but
Probably say Weaver or Carpenter
Yeah,
for first.
I think a lot of people were talking about. I remember you guys talking about it too, about maybe new players having more of their skills unlocked earlier or a little more often, so it doesn't feel like they're pressing like 3 buttons for like 50 levels. Like, I guess we'll start with Vivo. Like, what do you think? How do you think? Do you think the game could function if they gave us more skills early? Maybe tone them down, and then so that way it's a bit more engaging early game. That way, because like I think my thing is like when I played this game, having samurai early levels, I was able to try to figure out my class, and that kind of helped me get through like the boring parts of the story. And then when I hit 50 and I kind of have a grasp of my class, that's when the story picks up. And at that point, I can start worrying about the story and learn my class at the same time after 50. So you think that maybe having, like I said, having like early, more early abilities will help the new player experience?
It's kind of difficult because, like, I know why they do it the way they do it, and it's because if they throw a bunch at you at once, it's like you have to go look up a guide. Where the way it is right now, it's kind of like you can kind of figure it out for most classes. Like I think like Samurai is probably one of the harder ones to just figure out because there's a lot of buttons. I think they could do the curve a little bit better where you get some things earlier on, which they kind of have done in the past like 2 years. But then there's things like Black Mage, right, where like Fire and Blizzard are their own buttons, but past like level 70 you literally never press them, but you have to have them there because if you get into a lower level dungeon you have to use them.
Well, also at higher levels, I think past 80, they turn into another spell called Paradox, so you actually still have to have it on your body.
Yeah. So it's kind of like they could. I think they just have to be really careful about how they do it.
Okay, oh, yeah, okay, yeah, because yeah, definitely that's what you're saying. Like, man, if like somebody gets something way too early, like it's kind of the game's a little bit overwhelming with all the systems when you first start, and have now to worry about how your rotation is. No, yeah, no, I get what you're saying.
I mean, imagine if you got Samurai and then you had all of your OGCDs right away.
Oh yeah, I mean, yeah, I'm the wrong person because I love figuring shit out, but like like for a new person, they're probably just like, yeah, no, this is too fucking much. I can't do that. And then they're just like, I've seen people drop. I've seen people drop. The Black Desert again. I've seen people play Black Desert, and then like they kind of get like power farmed by their friends, and then when they get all their skills, they're like, "What?" And I'm just like, "Yeah, that's a lot of things you have to worry about, huh?" And they're like, "Yeah, it's a lot of stuff." But definitely, no, I definitely see what you're saying. And then Homer, I know you were talking to somebody else about it. Like, you want to reiterate your thoughts or search your thoughts to people? Yeah.
Well, I largely agree. Is that like I do think the curve could be done a bit better. But they do have to be careful because if they start moving, especially the big problem here is not necessarily DPS, which is where most people's experience is as the most classes of any type. Healer, most people wouldn't really mind if healers could heal better. Who cares? The biggest problem, I believe, comes with tanks getting skills too early. They become even more unkillable than they already are.
Yeah.
To the point where you probably start seeing a lot of parties saying, no healer, please. Just tank 3 DPS to get it done quicker, because the tank will never die and the DPS will do it even faster. I believe that actually happened at some point. I don't remember when in the past this was, but I was told that like Warrior was so broken at one point that it is, yes, still. They just were doing raid clears without healers.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Well, but so that's a whole other topic. But what I wanted to get at too was I see a lot of posts on social media about saying like, oh, let's just give us all of our skills by like the end of Stormblood. Like we should just have all of our skills. Like we've gotten through 2 whole expansions after the main game. We're not babies anymore. We can handle 8, 10 buttons. and like maybe a couple rotation lines. Like let us do all of our skills at that point, and then just leave the rest to traits to increase the potencies of them or something.
Mhm.
The problem is you're going to run into the exact same problem you had before, where you're saying like, oh, for all of a Realm Reborn, I'm hitting the same 3 buttons. It's like, 40 to 50, 40 plus 50 levels, I'm doing the same rotation more or less with maybe a buff added here or, maybe one random GCD or off GCD skill added. You're going to run into the exact same problem if you have every single skill by Stormblood. Well, guess what? From level 70 to 100, you're going to be doing the exact same combo.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah. So like, oh, you're
It
complaining about
really
not
does
doing
not
it
matter.
narrowly. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, it really does not matter how you want to do it. They cannot do a solution, quote unquote, where it's, oh, you just have all your skills early.
Yeah.
Well, then you say like, okay, well, you're going to be doing, like I said, the same rotation then for the next 30 levels until you hit 100. But then what they're going to say after that, and I've seen this argument over, it's like, oh, well, then they just add more skills.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
What?
but then you're just going to wish you had those ones earlier
Yeah.
too.
Yeah.
Like, what?
Mm-hmm.
So, like,
I think
uh,
the funniest part of people wanting skills at level 70 is you have most of your kit by level 70. Like, I think the only two jobs that are still missing anything significant are like Black Mage and Viper.
yeah, that's what I was going to say. Viper does not function until you're post 90.
Viper doesn't really function until 100.
Yeah, well, I mean, at least at 90 you have your awaken combo.
Yeah.
I'm talking like at like before. Whereas let me look at the skill window here.
Level 24.
So, well, Viper just needs a redesign in general, and I know we're getting a little bit off topic here. Like,
No, go ahead.
so
Go
you
off.
get where is it? You get Uncoiled Fury, I believe, at 80. 82? Yeah, you get Uncoiled Fury at 82, right? Well, there's 2 off GCDs you can cast after it because guess what? Uncoiled Fury has a recast time of 3.5 seconds. So you cast that, you're sitting on your hands for like a while, right? You get 2 off GCDs, which are global cooldowns, so you can press these regardless of what cooldowns are. Only at 92. So you have to wait an entire expansion worth of content before you can press 2 more buttons. And it's the same deal with they have their Vicewinder combo, which opens up Hunter's Coil and Swiftskin's Coil. You'll get 2 Twin Blade skills you can use between those as well. They come a full 10 levels after the previous are unlocked. It makes
Yeah.
0 sense.
That's crazy. I never had to worry about that. Like my class has like most, like I have my stickers by 50 to do my like sticker things.
I mean, the solution's really easy. Like you learn Swiftskin's Coil at well, you learn Hunter's Coil at 65. They just need to move the Twin Blood skills to 65 instead of 75. It's that easy.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Same thing with the because the AOE version, you'll get Hunter's Den and Swiftskin's Den. You get Twin Blade skills for those as well that can be used as weaves in between them. Those, well, you get Swiftskin's Den and Hunter's Den at 70. You don't get the off GCD weaves until 80.
It's this whole fucking like what it's like.
An entire expansion.
Yeah, it's literally an entire
Yeah,
expansion.
So they're like, oh well, that's a cute thought experiment. Like you technically don't have to worry about that because you get Viper at 90 anyway. But what if you go play a dungeon that's 78, like a level 78 dungeon? Well, your class doesn't function.
Yeah, that's like the breath.
Yeah.
Everybody else is
It's quite-
spamming AoEs. Meanwhile, you're sitting here hitting 1 AoE every 3.5 seconds. It feels like crap.
I mean, it's quite literally if you're a Viper main and you do roulettes, you're not getting level 90 every time.
Yeah.
That's why these days I only play Viper for expert roulette, and then I switch to something else.
Yep.
Yeah, they really should change that. Actually, I didn't even know it was that bad. Jesus Christ.
It's really
But,
bad.
okay, so like back on topic, as far as like the skills go, yeah, they could give a few things earlier. Like, I think Viper gets enough early enough to where it's fun, playable. Other classes have it way worse. Dark Knight, for example, is incredibly boring until very late, and then arguably is still very boring because you get like a burst, and then you're sitting there hitting a 1-2-3 for the next 90 seconds.
Just give us delirium at like 50 or something. It'll be fine.
Just give it to us. Come on. I haven't read it. I think I've only time I've ever felt it was Dancer. Why my whole point of my class is to pair with somebody. Why is my pairing not till 60? So when I get a level 50,
is on 60. That is some of the most questionable decision making. That should be like a level 35 skill.
Yeah. Jeez, like, and it's like when I get like a level 50, I literally say, "Oh, I'm useless."
Like you have classes like Black Mage getting Fire 3, Blizzard 3, Umbral Soul, and stuff like that at 35. Meanwhile, Dancer can't pair with a dance partner until 60. I'm sorry, what? That's your whole identity.
That's literally my whole identity. What was it? We got freaking Praetorium or anything else in the main scenario, and when it's time for main scenario, I don't even pull out Dancer. I just put it in the back and I just like play like Astrologian or something. I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna get level 50 and I'm be like literally useless the entire time. It's like, yeah, that's the only because I ever had to feel that type of pain with. I'm just a bad range character. I could have been anything else and been more useful.
Like if they were to slide a lot of skills down, which I do think they should do, they do need to also come up with, more skills to pad the higher levels with. Otherwise, like you said, you're going to have that situation where this is also why for Dawn Trail I dropped Black Mage and I picked up Viper, because Viper would be a whole new thing for me to learn, whole new class to have fun with for a 90 to 100 level up thing.
Yeah.
Because all Black Mage gets from 90 to 100 is Flare Star. That's it. Your rotation is the exact same. And maybe I think some of your spells become instant cast instead of having a cast bar. Like that's really it. It's kind of doesn't really feel like a journey for my character learning anything. I do feel like the higher levels need to be padded better as well with newer skills, newer perks, or something like that. If they were going to move skills further down than they are already. Because it does feel like when Dawn Trail came out, existing classes were, some got good stuff, others were just like, yeah, here's another end cap skill that does a lot of damage in one big hit. Woohoo.
Yeah, I got enhanced stickers.
Like there should have been a lot more. And, maybe they have that plan for 8.0. I don't know. That's kind of maybe tinfoil hat, but...
Tinfoil, put it on! No, I think my class, my sticker skills got an insane buff upgrade on them, which is like, I like when we do like uncapped stuff together. I'm like, yes, I get to finally see those skills, because like when I'm playing through the story, I'm not at 100 yet, so I don't have them yet. I'm like, please, and I just want to do those skills. They're so cool. And then I'm like, and then when I go back to playing my stuff, I'm like, level 80. I don't get the cool fucking Tendo Getsuka thing. And like, okay, whatever, bro. But no, yeah, for sure. I'm okay. I think I'm okay with it being 100 because like something to work for, but not being able to use it early it's a little sad once you've experienced it. I guess you guys think is there anything else we haven't gone over for like the new player that maybe we should probably bring up?
Oh, if you want to raid, just raid. Don't worry about what other people are going to think of you or what they're going to say, because people are dicks in the ratings. Not everybody, but the loud ones are usually not the nicest people in the rating scene, but just ignore them. You'll meet plenty of nice people, but you're almost guaranteed to meet somebody that's going to tell you that you're not doing something correctly or you're bad or whatever. If worse comes to worse, you leave the party and you go and join a new one. You're going to be okay. It's okay to make mistakes. Every single player has been there and done it. And even the best raiders in the world have at one point been new to the game and been messing up the quote unquote easiest mechanics in the game. So
As a new player, it's inevitable because you're going to be going into things unless you're watching guides beforehand, which I don't recommend because a lot of times the guides will spoil things for you. You're going to be going into all your dungeons, all your trials, and all your raids blind. So don't worry about messing up. There's no like harsh penalty for dying in a dungeon.
Yeah.
oh, and just don't prog skip. Don't be the person that is behind like 3 mechanics of where a party finder says and join the party. Just don't. I know it's like, oh well, it's only like a mechanic or 2 ahead, but
I mess up all the time. We were doing one of the dungeons or one of the raids the other day, or was it the storybook thing? And you're like, okay, when at the end point, this boss is gonna make a donut, and you have to be on the inside to stay safe. And for some reason, my dumbass was like, wait a second, donut. I stand on the outside, and then I died, and I was like, wait. You literally just told me to stay inside. Why did I go outside?
Yeah, I didn't specify what kind of donut. Was it with the, a jelly-filled donut? Was it a circle, or was it
Yeah, I'm like, why did I go outside? Don't stand on the left. I'm like, gotcha. Boss says mechanic. I walk to the left. I'm like, wait, why did I go to the left? You literally said don't go to. So yeah, I every person I've met in this game so far, and I've been lucky, has been nothing but nice to me. When I mess up, they're just like, oh yeah, just don't do that, or don't do this. Now, don't get me wrong. When I do dungeons with people, and the people I do dungeons with keep messing up, I get a little salty because I'm like, hey, as the healer, I'm sick of picking you up. Can you please just not stand there? But like, again, like even like, oh, everybody's nice. Like, even if you keep messing up, the thing that sucks is when I think the worst thing for me is that if you keep messing up and I ask, hey, like, is there something you're not understanding? And you're like, no, I understand it. So then my thought process is then why do you keep dying? So if you can't understand something, just say you don't understand it. I think that's like the biggest thing.
I mean, I think on that one, it's some people understand it, but understanding and doing are 2 different things.
Yeah.
Like, there's been mechanics in the past that, like, I understand what I'm supposed to do and, like, the theory of the mechanic, but then actually getting into the fight and, like, going and trying to do that mechanic, sometimes, you're focused on something else, or there's another mechanic right before it that you're still thinking about, and then,
Yeah. I mean, I see it, yeah. The point
usually,
is, don't be safe. Yeah.
Yeah, well, I mean, even if it's that, just be like, no, I got it. I'm just messing up the, like, execution of it.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have to say it that way, but just give a reason to why it's being messed up, especially in, like, extreme and later, just because people like to, depending on where you're raiding and the people that you're raiding with, there's some people that will be like, well, we wiped twice, so we're done, and just disband the party. So.
Yeah, no, I don't like that at all.
No, I hate that.
Yeah, I mean, as far as for new players too, 2 like big words of advice as far as like, because like players are gonna have to pick a class they want to play. I do feel like a lot of the time, they don't pick tank because they're scared that like all the responsibility in the dungeon falls upon them. Like if something goes wrong, it's always gonna be their fault. They're gonna have 3 people yelling at them. No. Do not be afraid to play tank. You can take it as slow as you like. They might complain, say like, oh, why aren't you full pulling this whole dungeon to the boss? Ignore them. They're not paying your subscription.
Yeah, true. Base.
I mean, are they going to be annoyed? Sure, maybe. But that doesn't mean you have to play the game they want you to. Like, as far as like with healer too, you're tasked basically with keeping the rest of your party alive. So if everybody else dies, you kind of might have this stigma around, well, it's up to me, or I'm gonna have 3 people giving me death stares. You as a player are allowed to type in chat saying like, hey, I'm kind of new. Can we take this a little slower so I can like practice? And in general, I want to say
Mhm.
99% of the time,
Yeah.
players will be like, okay.
Yep.
Yeah. There's like, for healers especially, there's like two types of people on tank. There's tanks that just won't ask, and then there's some tanks that'll ask, like how big you want pulls. If you're not comfortable with bigger pulls, just say something, because I think the majority don't. I know I don't usually ask.
Yeah,
Mhm.
like I've played tank enough to where I can recognize when my healer is struggling or not, and if I can tell that they are, and I'm needing to pop more mitigation than usual, I will slow down.
Yeah, reading the
Yeah.
room.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm a healer. If you die and you death stare me and you say something, don't ever say something. If I, all right, actually, this is a public service announcement for everybody on Diabolos. If you see me and we're in a dungeon and you've died for the 4th time and you have the nerve to look at me and say, "Hey, can you heal me?" I'm going to rip you a new one. Because 9 times out of 10, I focus on healing more than doing damage, which sometimes might be a problem. I hear earlier, later on for extremes. I heard like I need to start doing my damage, so I have to work on that. But if you're dying in a dungeon and I picked you up 3 times, that means I've healed you more than 50 times. So respect healers, bro. Respect healers. We have a lot of things going on, and we don't really need to hear your voice when we've healed you 50 times, okay? Be nice to healers.
Yeah, it's also because I had picked up White Mage recently, and I have it almost to like level 100. But in earlier levels, I was experiencing situations where it was literally just players giving me stress. Like they would go down, I would res them. 2 seconds later, they're down again, and then 2 other people go down, and I'm like, "Hey, you know, this class feels really stressful." And I was like, I had somebody tell me, it's like at some point, you have to just respect yourself and just not pick them up. Like if there's a player that keeps, like standing in everything almost religiously and keeps getting hit, just keeps going down. You as a healer are allowed to leave them on the floor until the fight's over, as long as you believe you can clear it.
Yeah. Well, also there's the point of like, you don't instantly have to get people up. It's usually
No.
good to, but if it's a mechanic that they're not needed for, this is mostly pertains to like end game. But if there's a mechanic that's going on that they're not needed for, make sure you do the mechanic so that you're not dead too, and then your co-healer's having to raise 2 people.
Yeah.
It's, a lot of people get angry if they're not rezzed right away, but like
There
a
is
lot
a
of people
priority
get
hierarchy for resing too.
yeah.
There are, so if you're playing in like an alliance raid, for example, or you're in a normal raid, trial, etc., it's going to be you as a healer, another healer, and 2 tanks and 4 DPS. So if your other healer goes down, they are priority. You res them immediately. Or if both of your tanks go down, you heal and res one of them immediately. The only time any DPS class takes priority over your other healer, and your tanks, as far as reviving, is if it's a DPS class that also has the ability to use a revive. So like Red Mage and Bard? Question mark? I don't remember which one the other one has. Summoner and Red Mage? Okay, yeah, Summoner and Red Mage. Yeah.
Yeah, don't res the samurai, Kappa. I can't do anything for you. Selfish. No, I think when I'm healer, like if we're doing a fight and I picked you up 5 times, I'm talking about 5 times like in a span of like a minute, I'm gonna let you sit there for a few seconds and collect yourself, because I feel like you're not in your brain, you're not locked in unless you sit on the floor for a little bit, right? Wait for you to cool off, and then I'll pick you back up, I'll heal you up, and I'll be like, yo, you're okay, you're right, you're up there, you're good, all right, and then we'll fight again. Because like I'm telling you, the time we did that one of the raids didn't near when that shit when I'm telling you, I've never been I felt the full. I remember when I first went to astrology and Viva was like, "Good luck." I had never felt that good luck more than when I did the near rate and every. Oh my god, bro! I was like, "Bro, stop dying, please!" I'm not mad at them because like I know they're trying their best, but it's like, bro, please, please.
Well, you were there with me. I think
Yes.
you were playing BS.
Yep.
On that one where my co-healer
Yes.
for our alliance, they died 9 times.
Yes.
On angles, which is the third boss.
Yeah, fucking 9 times. Back to back, by the way. Some of them were back to back. Like, they'd get res, he'd full heal them. They would cast one regenerative skill, and then they would instantly die. Like, literally right after that. And I'm just like, I thought I was gonna die a lot. Because that was like my second or third time doing it. And I'm like, bro, I'm not really still used to this yet. But I think I only died twice. I think I died one of the times I died is because they put a stacker on me. And I'm like, hey, I'm standing here. You have all the room behind me. Keep going. And then I die.
Yeah, I mean, like I was telling you, it was one of the first and still only times as a white mage I almost ran out of MP.
Yeah. Like, wait, why? You cannot cast that right now. Looks down. My MP.
And they have a lot of spells that just they don't cost MP either.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
All right, guys. So yeah, that's the end of the podcast. Thank you guys for coming to the second episode. If you enjoyed it, again, please leave a like, hit that notification bell, and please subscribe. Yo, and talk in the comments, man. Talk about maybe you have some favorite songs, or maybe there's like something we didn't talk about for the new player that you guys might know about. All of the engagement. Not only do I get to talk to you guys, but it also is really, really good for the YouTube algorithm. I see a lot of you guys are looking at my shorts. The shorts are doing amazing. But you know, conversation, like, put a little engagement out there. But yeah, as always, guys, I love you very, very much, and I want to thank Vivo and Homer for coming by. You guys are amazing.
Yep, catch you all next time.
You.
All right, goodbye, friends. Bye, goodbye, bye.